Hello again. The conclusions of the much-anticipated investigation into the downing of flight MH17 have been made public. It's claimed that the missile, which hit the passenger jet in July 2014, was launched from a rebel-held area in eastern Ukraine. A surface-to-air Buk missile was used. The joint investigation team also says the launcher was transported to Ukraine from Russia. Paula Sleer brings us more.
So now we've seen the report, but there are still questions. Those who wanted to hear once again that Russia is to blame have walked away reassured, while those who want to see some hard evidence are walking away puzzled. So what exactly was said?
Or not said. Russia says they spotted a few problems in the joint investigative report. Investigators failed to identify the type of rocket. The rocket fired was different to the one they claimed it was. The type of damage was misidentified, and the place of launch was incorrect. But in a slick multimedia presentation, the Dutch-led international joint investigation became arguably the first of its kind to be based on pictures found on the internet. Not all pictures, mind you. American satellite images were not used, nor were social media photographs originating in Russia.
The main evidence they present here is the taps from all those conversations or made-up conversations. I have no idea. And I asked them what's the source of the taps, and they say the Ukrainian Secret Service. And then I asked are there other sources, and they say no. And from there on they based their case. And I don't believe that you could take it seriously, at least not in court.
Ukraine has a vested interest, which is why it seems strange to regard it as a reliable source. What's more, Ukrainian submissions are considered evidence, while those from Russia have been dismissed as excessive. And then there's the even stranger claim that Ukraine's radar data was under maintenance and offline at the time of the crash.
And it's a fundamental principle of any kind of criminal investigation that it is done independently of the people who may be said to have been involved. And we have had here right from the outset the involvement of the Ukrainian police, the Ukrainian security services, when Ukraine clearly is one of the prime suspects for being responsible for the shooting down of the plane.
The Dutch investigators also spoke about witnesses, but no one was named and no testimony was made public. One was simply left having to believe it. In terms of hard evidence, the JIT is thin, mostly computer reconstruction and some videos from the internet. Much the same as Bellingcat, the British online investigative group that is already facing questions regarding its authenticity. And lastly, the investigators remain unsure about the missile type. They talked about a 9M38 series, meaning they're not sure if it was 9M38 or 9M38M1. Important because the damage created does not match the missile type.
The results of the initial criminal investigation have now been made public, and so begins the journey of digesting and breaking them apart. Allegations, counter-allegations, and the quest for answers is far from over. Paula Sleer, RT, Nieuwegein, the Netherlands.
As Paula mentioned, the findings of the report are largely based on photos from social media as well as phone conversations intercepted by the Ukrainian government. One other piece of evidence is a secret report provided by the US government. We discussed that with legal and political experts.
Several times there has been made a reference to a secret American investigation that should support the outcomes of the GIT investigation. It is a bit difficult, I think, to make an issue of it and to ignore the evidence and materials that have been offered by the Russian party, and at the same time saying that even if these materials are included into the investigation, the conclusions will not be changed.
This investigation perhaps has demonstrated more than many that have come before the value, or perhaps not, of material that's supposedly garnered from social media channels. So it may well be that some of these things are the case and they were captured. And I do also think that that doesn't necessarily guarantee accuracy. We've seen it in the past before. Images don't always tell the truth. So we do have to be careful about the broader context of the material that's coming forth and being scrutinized at the moment.
Ukrainian officials cited intercepted phone calls in their previous accusations against the rebels. They also claim that a Russian Buk missile launcher was in the area at the time, but no radar data to confirm that the missile was fired from a rebel-held area was ever released.